and welcome to the Verdict 2014, the election that everyone is looking forward to. The final projections of the CNNIB and CSDS post-poll with all the data of all the 9 rounds of polling on Monday, we had given you the first projection based on all rounds of polling except the last one that included crucial battlegrounds of Bengal, Bihar and UP and Varanasi. Now today we've given you the final All India picture, the final projections. Who is winning the battle for India? Is the Modi-led NDA still safely above the 272 mark, or has the last round changed equations? That's the big question, and that is the basis of our headlines this Wednesday. After the 9th and final phase of polling and before the D-Day on May 16th, has the Modi-led NDA consolidated its lead, or has the Congress-led UP at least made some gains now? The final findings find that the NDA is maintaining its hold in the big swing states of UP, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. Our findings also show that Narendra Modi is pulling up the BJP across the country. A massive northwest wave seems to be blowing in the NDA's direction. Some regional parties losing out in the 2014 elections, but Jayalalitha, Mamta and Naveen Patnaik are still 3 key players in a possible post-poll scenario. That's not all. Let's bring you the other headlines at the moment. The BJP already gets into government formation mode. Top leaders meet in Delhi and Gandhinagar. Sources say Rajnath Singh is looking at the Home Ministry, Arun Jaitley at Finance, Defence or External Affairs for Sushma Swaraj. Advani could be the NDA chairperson.
I'm waiting for the results to be declared the day after tomorrow as eagerly as every other citizen of this country. There is nothing more that I can say at this juncture.
Regional heavyweights warm up to Modi. Former NDA allies Naveen Patnaik and Jayalalitha don't rule out supporting him. In fact, we will look at that post-poll alliance situation. The Trinamool Congress, the NCP and the BJD will join us. The Congress President Sonia Gandhi hosts a farewell dinner for Prime Minister Manmohan Singh 2 days before the announcement of results of the Lok Sabha election. The entire cabinet is in attendance. Still confusion within the UPA. NCP sends out mixed signals over whether they will stay with the UPA after the elections.
कुछ लोग हैं जो आतंकवाद परस्त हैं और पाकिस्तान परस्त है। अगर पाकिस्तान आतंकवाद को संरक्षण दे रहा है तो मैंने कौन सा गलत कहा?
BJP leader Giriraj Singh is forced to clarify after he sparks a new row, saying all arrested terrorists are from a single community. He's already facing legal action for saying Modi betas must go to Pakistan. Okay, it's time now to bring you the big national picture. Over the last several days, we've been bringing you a sense of what the mood of the country has been in this election. It's time now to give you the All India picture. Okay, it's time then for the billion votes. Let's look at exactly what is the All India picture, state by state. We are now finally giving the final figure for UP at 45 to 53. Halfway mark is 49. Samajwadi Party 13 to 17. BSP 10 to 14. Congress 3 to 5. Then the next big state, Punjab, BJP ahead 6 to 9. Congress 3 to 5. AAP 1 to 3. The next state, Delhi, BJP 5 to 7. AAP 0 to 2. Congress blanked out in Delhi. The next state that we are looking at, Rajasthan, where we are predicting a Modi wave. 22 to 24 of the 25 for the BJP, Congress 1 to 3. The next state that we are looking at is West Bengal, which Trinamool Congress is well ahead with 25 to 31, left 7 to 11, Congress 2 to 4, BJP 1 to 3. The next state in our rundown is Bihar. BJP again well ahead, 21 to 27, RJD 8 to 12, Congress 2 to 4, JDU 2 to 4. The next state that we will look at is Orissa, where the Biju Janata Dal is well ahead, 12 to 16. The BJP, the strong new player, 3 to 7, Congress 1 to 3. Madhya Pradesh, again a BJP landslide, 24 to 28, Congress 1 to 5. So it's the heart of the country, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, where the BJP doing very well. Tamil Nadu, AIDMK 22 to 28, advantage Jayalalitha, DMK 7 to 11, BJP 4 to 6, Congress being blanked out in Tamil Nadu this time. Karnataka, it's the Congress which has the advantage here, 12 to 16, BJP 10 to 14, JDS 1 to 3. Kerala, where the advantage is with the Congress-led UDF, 11 to 14, left 6 to 9. These are, remember, all our post-poll projections now that are coming in. Simandra, YSR Congress 11 to 15, BJP 11 to 15, Congress nil. The BJP-TDP alliance there in Simandra. In Telangana, it's the TRS which has the advantage, 8 to 12, Congress 3 to 5, BJP in alliance with TDP 2 to 4. Gujarat, where Narendra Modi is sweeping his home state, 21 to 25 out of 26, Congress 1 to 5. And finally, Maharashtra, where at the moment it is the BJP Shiv Sena alliance, 33 to 37, Congress NCP is 11 to 15. Now we are going to look at the national numbers. I'm going to ask you, first look at 2009, and I'll get Rajiv Karandikar to give his number, final number. But in 2009, UPA was 32.8, NDA was 26.3. That was a 6-point difference. How is it changing now when we look at 2014? The final figures that we are giving are the NDA is solid at 40%, up 13.7. UPA is 26, down 6.8. So solid gap emerging now. Take a look at the gap even party-wise. 33.5 to the BJP, Congress 22.5. So a gap of almost double digits, 11% emerging between these two forces. If you look at UPA also versus NDA, it's a 14% gap that has emerged between the two alliances in our post-poll survey. Dr. Karandikar, the final number that you will give, the number that we will have to stick to at least till Friday morning now.
So NDA to reach 274 to 286, UPA 92 to 102. So it has moved by 4, factoring in the new alliances or new allies which have placed support from the northeast.
So you're looking at the northeast allies which we had not factored in when we had done the poll on
That's
Monday.
correct.
That's the difference. The final numbers that you're giving now is a midpoint of 280, NDA 274 to 286, so the midpoint is 280, BJP 230 to 242. So that's what you're looking at. UPA itself 92 to 102, Congress 72 to 82. So you're saying NDA to win over 274 seats, you're looking at 274 to 286. I should say, and our flash can say the halfway, you're looking at about 280 as a potential mark, number that the NDA could get in this election. So, Professor Shastri, we could all go home possibly by 1 o'clock on Friday if these are the numbers.
Yes, if the numbers are what Rajiv is projecting, and I have reason to believe that's what our post poll clearly shows. Yes, I think the verdict on Friday would be early, would be home quite early, and I'm sure by lunchtime you can flash who would be forming the next government in the country. I think the direction of the verdict is very clear, and the numbers as per our post poll are very clear, and therefore the nature of majority that is being projected for the NDA crossing the halfway mark is something that the post poll very clearly shows.
The reason I'm asking you this is because I've just seen an article in the Washington Post which has been extremely critical of Indian pollsters, saying they invariably get it wrong. There seems to be more skepticism, particularly among the people out there, saying, have you really got it right? Someone even cracked a joke that, congratulations to the BJP, you have won 3 exit polls in a row. So there are, let's be clear, there is a lot of skepticism out there. Are we sure? We got 2009 right, which we need to tell our viewers.
Yeah, the media everywhere, they are quoting all kinds of wrong numbers.
Right.
Yes.
For 2009 poll for CNN, IBN, CSDS and us. So
2009 we got it
2009 right. We got right. 2004 we can say that we were not do. There was no CNN, IBN, so we didn't know. We can distance ourselves
also
from
CSDS,
that.
not just there was no CNN, IBN, but CSDS was not involved by any channel in doing the poll in 2004.
Yes, so I think we need to make those. But with those clarifications, how sure are you, Dr. Karandikar, about the robustness that can we say with some safety that Narendra Modi will be India's next Prime Minister come Friday? Are you willing to put your money on it? Maharashtrians don't like to usually
I will
bet.
put my money on that. Yes, I will put my money
You're
on
willing to put your money on the fact that you believe
that
sometime on Friday Narendra Modi will be in position to
Correct.
form a government.
Yes.
The fact is, Dr. Bhalla, you've been, of course, going even above these numbers. Your number has been 300 plus. Many believe that we've been conservative. Even at 280, which is now our new midpoint, we are being conservative. Do you believe you are being conservative? Do you believe it will be more? Ye dil mange more?
No, I think, yes, I do think you are being conservative, but there is a logic to this.
Yes.
And the logic is, which all of us who pollsters or sophologists who do this analysis, is that when there is a wave, then it is very hard to know where it stops.
You see this as a wave election now.
This is a wave.
At
There's
two,
just no question
what is your
about it.
number about for a wave? Once it's above 250 for you, it's a wave?
No, no, it is the delta. It is a change. Remember, the NDA got what, 130 seats.
Yes.
And you are forecasting that they'll get double that amount in this election. So therefore, you know, it is a wave no matter how you define it. Now the point about the wave is it's very hard to know the tail. If it goes, it goes. And therefore, all I'm forecasting is about 10 to 20 seats more than what you are. So it is 300
It is in
plus.
that range. Okay, so there is, you're saying there is every, yes.
Let me add, on this being conservative, so my vote to seat conversion model typically is conservative towards the winner. So the error is more likely to be on the plus side rather than
Okay,
downside.
so you're saying if anything, the BJP could get even more than 280 rather than less than 280 as per your figure.
Probabilistically speaking, yes.
Probabilistically speaking, yes.
And that is what my model tries to account for.
What would
I have to put my...
the last government, Ram, that India had, which was a majority government, was Rajiv Gandhi's government way back in 1984. If these numbers hold, 30 years later, what does it suggest? A Narendra Modi-led government getting a majority. Would you call this, would historians in the future regard this as a watershed election if these numbers hold?
Well, important election. Watershed, you can only tell in the next 20 years, depending on what policies Mr. Modi's government is able to enact, how successfully, how they're received by the public, what economic and social impact we have.
But the first BJP-led majority government, don't you think that's a watershed moment if that happens?
Yes.
The first BJP-led majority government.
That is the defining moment. Just as Vajpayee is completing 5 years, the first non-Congress government to complete 5 years.
That's right.
2004 was a defining moment. If the BJP on its own gets more than 272, this will clearly be a defining moment. But again, you see, Rajiv Gandhi got 400 seats.
Right.
It was historic for about 18 months. At that, all right.
At that.
So, at that, all right. So, but certainly, in that sense, I think, so, you know, this is drama, if you ask me,
Yes.
every election is unique and important. The really defining elections were 1952 to show that we could do it. A poor, illiterate country could do it. And 1977 to show we could kick out the Congress. By the way, the Janata Party got many more than 272.
No,
it was
I
also a
accept
party.
that.
It was
No,
not
I
the
accept
BJP.
that. I mean,
it also.
so you're saying you still think 52 and 77 have been the two most defining elections this country has ever seen?
Absolutely. But to first, we could do it, and second, we could kick out the Congress Party.
Let me ask that same question to you, Sainath. Do you see this? If these numbers hold, if the NDA, a pre-poll alliance led by the BJP, gets a majority, will this be seen as a historic election, to use that word again?
Rajdeep, this is just what we were discussing.
Yes.
Every Indian election has great similarities. Every Indian election is also unique. And in this election, you have a large number of constituencies where you have multiple fronts contesting. And the first past the post system is going to really wreak havoc in this election. Secondly, you know, the other thing is that I think there's a fear of trying to over-define certain things. One is, when you win 272 seats, you won a majority, you won a victory. Two, when you won 2/3, we used to speak of a landslide. When you won 3/4, you spoke of a wave.
Yes.
Today, we are saying that a party that will get 230 seats and with its allies to another 50 seats, that's a wave. We are redefining a puddle as a wave.
Quickly, you want to quickly respond to that? Why? Because you are redefining the notion of a wave. Quick response.
I will quickly respond with the following. In 1989,
Yes.
the Congress got 40% of the vote.
Yes.
And translated that into 195 seats.
Yes.
In this time, the NDA, according to your polls,
Yes.
is getting 40% of the vote and translating into about 290 seats. In other words, there's a 50% higher batting average of the BJP NDA alliance than it was of the Congress. The interesting thing is that the wave is in the mathematics, or the mathematics is in the wave. You can go ahead and have your own definition, which nobody else subscribes to, and offer it as the truth. I've never heard this definition. I've worked in politics and elections for 30 years. No, you just offered a definition. 50% is something.
I think what Sairaj is saying.
Yes.
I think there's something important Sairaj is saying. He is saying that there is a greater diversity of parties now than there was in the 70s and 80s, and hence 250 is an outstanding result, where once 300 or 350 is. I mean, that's
so the wave has changed, the definition of a wave has changed because the times have changed. But let me ask you this, Bhupendra Chaubey, because you follow the BJP. Will the BJP, is this, because I am told there is a secret RSS exit poll doing the rounds, which is giving them 259. 259 is the number.
NDA, that's the NDA.
NDA. Now our number is 280. Now this is 20 seats even more than what the RSS.
It's no longer secret.
Yeah, it's no longer a secret.
Come out of the
no, so how am I to assume this? Is this beyond the wildest dreams for all the brave talk of Modi and Amit Shah, who yesterday told me 293 to 305? Either they've seen something that nobody else has, or
they've got a bad psephology.
Yeah, are we saying now that the fact is that even the RSS's numbers at 259, 280?
BJP's own internal survey, which was done just 2 weeks back, wasn't showing the kind of numbers that you're projecting, Rajdeep.
What were their numbers?
Their number, they were very clear that the BJP on its own was getting around 210 to 220 seats. You add 30 to 40 seats max of the allies, of the existing NDA, and they were getting up to 250 seats. Right. My only point in continuation of this conversation, wave is, in last election, Manmohan Singh led Congress party got 206 seats. I did not hear the word wave being used anywhere in the country.
Okay, okay. So,
but wait a second. Yes. If it is 250 seats for the Congress, I'm saying if it is 206 seats or 210 seats for the BJP, then it does not constitute a wave.
That's my limited point.
But my limited point is, what if, and we will be there in 24 hours, what if they get 250 seats on their own? Sure. Will Sinai say this is a wave? No. Okay, that's the difference.
Okay, let Professor Shastri get in a word.
A simple point, do we say that when a government or a party or an alliance managed to get a majority, nowhere close to a two-third majority, would we qualify all those results as a wave? As a wave. Now, I think that's the important. Now, I think our definition of a wave, if I could just complete, I think more important is the fact that you have a sweeping anti-UPA wave, which the BJP and NDA have taken great advantage
of. So there's a mix. There's a mix of a Modi factor and there is an anti-UPA wave. Both have come coincided.
I think what is critical, Rajdeep, is in 1999, the NDA of then got 269 seats, of which only 180 was the BJP. This time what our projection is that in the emerging NDA, the main player will be a critical player in the larger
That's where the Modi factor is coming. So there is a Modi factor and there's an anti-Congress factor. Both are coming together at a part which is appropriate. If that is the case, does this government now not need any post-poll allies? As I said, will we all be home and dry by Friday afternoon? Will there be post-poll tie-ups? Let's just listen into Jayalalitha and Naveen Patnaik, who already have indicated that they wouldn't mind in some way tying up with Narendra Modi. Listen in.
I'm waiting for the results to be declared the day after tomorrow as eagerly as every other citizen of this country. There is nothing more that I can say at this juncture. Let us wait for the results to be declared and then I will give you my comments.
What is the possibility of the third front, ma'am?
I cannot make any remark now on any other subject.
Well, all I can say that at the moment we have no such thoughts, no such decisions have been taken. No talks at all. Of course, our policy has been to keep equidistance both from the BJP and from the Congress.
Okay, so that's what we are hearing from Naveen Patnaik and Jayalalitha. Let's go across to BJ Panda of the Biju Janata Dal, Derek O'Brien of the Trinamool Congress to get whether they are looking now at the possible post-poll alliance. First to you, Jay Panda, because a few months ago when I spoke to Naveen Patnaik, he was very clear. No question of tying up with Narendra Modi. He was adamant that he would be equidistant, to use his words, from BJP and Congress. Has that changed now in the last 48 hours as you've seen these exit poll figures? Do you want to reach out to the NDA if they form a government?
We are certainly not reaching out to them, but I will acknowledge
Yes.
that a couple of our members, both in the assembly as well as in parliament, have mooted the idea that if a government at Delhi were to address some of the historical injustices that have affected Odisha. Now, this is a widespread view in Odisha. It's a long-held belief in Odisha that there have been historical injustices. So a couple of my colleagues have mooted the idea that perhaps we ought to consider. So I'm acknowledging that. But as you just now, you played our party president Naveen Patnaik's clip. He's very clear. As of today, we remain equidistant. If a couple of my colleagues have raised it, it will need discussion before anything
But
can
you're
be
not
contemplated.
ruling it out. But
And
you're no
since we are
longer
on the
ruling it
verge
out.
of the results anyway.
You're no longer ruling it out, Jai Panda. Earlier there was a
Look,
categorical...
this is the first time.
Yes. Go ahead.
I'm saying that our position of being equidistant from, let me just explain, our position of being equidistant from both the Congress and the BJP has been in Odisha's interest, and we have felt it has been in India's interest, and it has been rewarded by Odisha's voters. But I must also acknowledge that for the first time, an MP and an MLA of our party have mooted this idea. So if it has been mooted, instead of dismissing it outright, which is not a democratic way of doing things, it must be discussed. But until it is discussed, it is not being seriously contemplated, and that any discussion inside the party, now that the results are upon us, I think should only happen after the results come out.
The reason I'm asking you that, I thought your party was also a one-man party, only Naveen Babu decides. Why do you need to suddenly worry about what an MLA and an MP are saying?
Naveen Babu, being the founder and the president of the party, will take the final call. The buck stops at his desk finally. But it is not a one-man party. We have well more than 100 MLAs in the assembly that just ended, and we expect to do well. We've had 14 MPs. We expect to do well in this election. They all count, and their views count. And so far, nobody had mooted such an idea. It has now been mooted. I don't want to dismiss any of my colleagues' suggestions without at least hearing them out, and that ought to be done.
Okay, so I'm getting some signs of a change in position, a slight change, a nuanced change in your position. But Derek O'Brien, on the other hand, your party has been clearly saying no question of reaching out to Narendra Modi. You've gone as far as even calling him rather controversially the butcher of Gujarat. Is there any change in the Trinamool Congress position now, given the exit poll numbers and the post poll numbers showing that the BJP is going to be easily in a position to form a government in the country?
Firstly, since the last day of the elections, Mamata Banerjee hasn't said a word on the subject. Number two, exit polls are that lovely period between the last day of the elections and the real results. So we are here to sportingly take part in all your discussions. But our first focus on these elections, and then I'm going to answer the more direct question you gave me. Our first focus on these elections was, we've done 3 years of governance in Bengal, good governance. We believe that these Lok Sabha results will be a referendum of the Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress government in Bengal. So it's very important that we do very, very well in these elections, because the first time since we started as a party, we're fighting Lok Sabha elections on our own.
Answer my question.
Can you hear me, Rajdeep?
Yes, answer my question. Yeah. Are you willing to reach out to Narendra Modi, or is he still for you persona non grata?
One word, no.
One word, no, meaning you are not willing to reach out to Narendra Modi, because the buzz is, ever since the Sarda chit fund scam now with a special investigation team and the CBI getting in, Mamata may be worried, much like a Mayawati in the past has been worried when corruption cases have come, and therefore you need some kind of a relationship with the center. Is there any truth to such rumors and speculation that is doing the rounds, that maybe Mamata will need the backing of the center?
Two quick responses to that. This is all rumor. Believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear. And on the Sarda, the West Bengal government, for the first time, no government in the world, has returned the money to 4 lakh depositors, almost set. And the state police also have been commended by the Supreme Court for the good job being done.
There is now a CBI investigation.
We welcome the investigation. We welcome the Supreme Court judgment. No issues on that, Rajdeep.
Okay.
Absolutely no issues on that. I think to answer your question, I'll answer your question in two ways. Give you a more direct answer. You asked me about a Mr. Modi-led government. The answer is no. If you go and ask me a supplementary and say, what about the NDA? If the NDA are 2025 short, we've run a straightforward campaign. You know what the narrative of our campaign has been. The answer to that also is no.
Okay, answer is no. I want to also bring in the NCP, and I want to hear from senior leader Praful Patel first, who has hinted to our correspondent Pallavi Ghosh that he believes India needs a stable government, thereby suggesting that maybe the NCP may be willing to back the NDA. Just listen to what Praful Patel of the NCP has said.
It's your name which is cropping up as one person who can break away from the NCP and from the UPA and joining hands with the BJP.
Well, it's very laughable. I don't want to comment on that. All I would like to say is that I said earlier that the elections are over. So now there is no question of speculating or conjecturing. The exit polls or the opinion polls all in a way indicate that the BJP is emerging as the largest party and may be able to form the government. So be it.
In the name of a stable government, is the NCP willing to support them, even from outside?
I have nothing to say because I've said that we are part
I'm not
of
saying a categorical no either.
I said that we are part of the UPA. Why is the question being asked to somebody who's part of the UPA and who has fought in elections against the NDA?
The NCP often has stood up and questioned the Congress's style of working. I mean, as a head start, what do you think the Congress did wrong?
Well, I don't want to comment on, our partners' performance or deeds. It would be unfair. But one thing is certain that, as a UPA, there was a lack of coordination or collective decision making on larger political issues.
Okay, Praful Patel saying lack of coordination. Jitendra Awad now joining us of the NCP. It's MLA from Maharashtra. Mr. Awad, are you willing to reach out to the NDA, particularly with Maharashtra going to the polls in 5 months from now? Let's get a straight answer. Derek O'Brien is the only person who has given me a straight answer, no to reaching out to Modi. Jai Panda is suggesting that there will be a meeting to look at the issue. What about the NCP? Will you stay with the UPA or will you switch to the NDA? Straight answer, sir.
Reaching Modi, no, never, never.
Never. You will not fight the elections in 2014 in Maharashtra in any sense with the NDA. No question of it.
No and never.
Then why is Praful Patel suddenly talking about a stable government and a need for a stable government? Is Praful Patel, is he going to break your party? Is he planning to break your party and join hands with Narendra Modi?
See, anybody if asked a question will respond that you need a stable government in this country. What's wrong in that? But if you ask, yes, what are you going to do with Mr. Modi and NDA? It is no and never, because we are having our state elections. We are partners with Congress in the state.
Right.
And why should we commit suicide?
Why should you commit suicide? I'm going to ask all of you three very simply. Do you see a BJP-led government as a secular alternative? Do you see this as a secular communal divide? You, Jai Panda, first. Because in the past, when you have spoken of a federal front, you have made the BJP out to be a communal party. Do you see it as a communal party or do you see it as a party you are willing to do business with? Straight answer. Do you see the BJP as a communal party or do you see it as a secular party today?
Well, as you are aware, we used to have an alliance with them and we broke it because we did have issues with them. But the single biggest issue that concerns us, which is what the people of Odisha vote for us, is the development of Odisha within the context of India's development.
So what if Modi gives you special status?
We can talk
Jai
about
Panda, what if Modi gives you special status? What if Modi says, I'm giving special status to Odisha?
Well, see, that is precisely what a couple of our colleagues in the BJD, one MP and one MLA, have actually mooted, and that is what I've been saying. I don't want to dismiss without hearing them out, and I think the party needs to hear them out. which is that the special category status has been a very significant demand for the BJP, because it would reduce our state's contribution to avail of shared funds dramatically, and that would go a long way for Odisha to catch up on issues like railways and other infrastructure investment.
Okay, so you're hinting at if he gives you special category status, you may reach out to him. Derek O'Brien, what if Modi comes and says, I'm giving a financial package for Bengal? Will you then say no? Will you then say never? Will you reject a financial package from Narendra Modi?
Yeah, Rajdeep, you've asked me the question on BJP and NDA. I gave you a straight answer. Now I'm going to give you the difference between the political and the economic. This is nothing to do with any special package. Bengal will get what is due to Bengal. The Finance Commission clearly states that Bengal, Punjab and Kerala are debt-stressed states. This is nothing to do with the politics. So Bengal needs that moratorium on its debt. It's been our long-standing demand. Please do not mix up the economics and the politics.
Yes.
I've made both our points, our views on this,
like
I think,
the
absolutely clear.
Mr. Derek,
yes, we need...
Like the BJD, you too have been in alliance with the NDA.
Quid pro quo,
You were part of
the...
You were part of an alliance with the NDA when Vajpayee was Prime Minister. Today, Modi comes and reaches out to you. Are you saying there will be no quid pro quo with Narendra Modi?
Mr. Vajpayee was Mr. Vajpayee as the leader of the NDA.
Yes. Yes.
And you know the rest. You know our views. You know our views.
No,
you know our views. They are well documented in the election campaign.
But campaigns are over. What happened once the campaign is over?
We will never do business. I think the NCP also said it very clearly. He said no, never. So that's a nice line.
Okay, you're saying no, never. I want to ask you, Mr. Jitendra Awad, one last time. Do you consider the BJP-led NDA to be a communal force? Or once, as my friend Sainath here is saying in the studio, once a party crosses 220 seats, then nobody is communal. Everyone becomes secular.
No. Even Hitler crossed all this marks, but he was known in history as a fascist. Now the fascist is not against communalism, it's not against religious politics, it's all against fascism, the rising fascist phase of India.
So whether the BJP gets 220 or 250, you will stick to that stand?
They get 400, we don't mind. But we are on our streets, we will catch to streets to fight out this fascist phase of India now.
Okay, either way at the moment I don't think Narendra Modi, if he gets the number that we are projecting, will need either Derek O'Brien, Jitendra Awad or Jai Panda, but clearly...
They don't need us or need us.
Okay.
We have our political ideologies clear, Mr. Rajdeep Sardesai.
Okay. We will wait and see how this is going to play out in the days ahead. Derek O'Brien, and Jai Panda and Jitendra Awad, let's wait till Friday. Not too long to go before we know exactly what role you're going to play in this government. But let's get to that point, Sainath. You've seen these three parties. Two of these three parties saying no, never we will tie up with Modi. Biju Janata Dal willing to do, it appears at the moment, some kind of an arrangement. Do you believe that you will have more and more parties in the days ahead? We've spoken earlier today about Jagan Reddy. These are the kind of individuals who will be happy to do business with Narendra Modi, whether he gets 280 or whether he gets 250.
You know, Rajdeep, the fact is also, and to be fair to them, no party or state government is going to look forward to another election within a few months. Nobody will want that. Okay, so everyone's going to try and find out ways of survival, accommodation, and that's going to happen.
The reason I'm asking this whole secular communal divide, this whole idea of a third front, is this all now gone out of the window?
No, I think the divisions in your society on the secular communal divide in your society, that is a very real one. How it plays out in party politics and governmental politics, that's another question. I also think there's one little problem that's coming up in the analysis, which is every trend doesn't become a transformation. In an election, a party might get a fantastic percentage in one state in this election. It might go down dramatically in the next election. The BJP's history in UP shows us that. So I'm saying every trend does not lead to a transformation.
I'm just wondering this secular communal divide, which has been made in the... Is it there?
Real.
Does it still exist? Does it still exist on the ground?
It'll actually be more. It'll be more. It'll be wild.
Okay, you're saying it'll be more. The reason I'm asking you, Ram, just about a month or 6 weeks ago, 11-party front was formed. It included the left, it included Jayalalitha, it included the Biju Janata Dal, it included
the Samajwadi Party.
Party. Some of these parties are now drifting away. and looking for their own, does this divide still exist on the ground in India?
No, I think it doesn't, as Sainath said it memorably in your program.
Yes.
About parties changing.
Yes.
It doesn't exist at the level of political parties. So contrast these people.
Yes.
Why is Jay Panda ambivalent and Derek O'Brien clear that they will never collaborate with Modi? It's the same TMC that was in the NDA government.
Yes.
Then what was the question? Because Mamta now recognizes that she has an assembly election 18 months from now. The Muslim vote has shifted quite substantially from the left to her. She needs to consolidate it, right? So that is instrumentalism at that level.
Yes.
So it's hard to say at the level of political parties what, whether there's any principle in this. But at the level everyday life on the ground, we remain, I've always said this, Indian pluralism was hard won and will continue to be fragile. Look at what Giriraj Kishore said. I mean, they have, there have been riots. Look at the terrible riots we had in Assam. Look at the riots we had in Muzaffarnagar. So I think there is a real issue about building a multi-faith, plural society in which a majoritarian worldview does not predominate. Giriraj Kishore is a senior leader of the Jharkhand BJP. He is not
Giriraj Singh.
Giriraj Singh. He is not some VHP or Bajrang Dal good. He is a senior leader. Twice he had said things Narendra Modi has kept shut. Arun Jaitley has kept shut. Amit Shah has kept shut. LK Advani has kept shut. Now these are serious issues. So at the level of everyday prejudice, likewise, Azam Khan said nasty things.
Yes.
Or that man in Saharanpur said horrible things. Rahul Gandhi kept shut.
Yes.
Right. So there is a real issue about religious peace, and even if every party joins the BJP, we still have to be worried.
I just want to ask you, Dr. Bhalla, this interestingly, there are those who believe that in this election, Narendra Modi has tried to change his vocabulary, and the Congress has tried to play the old card. Do you believe? No, that's one view. That's one view.
That is not true. In Assam, what did Narendra Modi say? He said, why are the rhinos of Assam disappearing? Because the Congress government wants to create space for Bangladeshi immigrants. He's on record as having said that. He says different things to different audiences. So don't fool yourself.
Okay.
But Narendra Modi has also used
Dr. Bhalla, do you believe this vote therefore, this 280, if this is coming true, is it a vote of a consolidation of the BJP's traditional Hindu vote bank plus governance of the kind that Narendra Modi promises? Or is it anger against the Congress? Is it simply about, so therefore, where is the vote coming from? If this is a 280 plus vote, does this reflect a new brand of politics, or is it, as Ram is seeming to suggest, it's different strokes for different folks? So you play different politics in Western UP, you play different politics in Assam, you play different politics in Maharashtra.
One is, Ram is partly right, but very small part of that is right. If it was to be the case that the Hindutva, if you will, slogan was being played all over the country.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying we have to be vigilant about it. I'm not saying that.
I know.
There's that face to the BJP.
But, he wouldn't have, the BJP would not be getting 250, 260 seats. India is a diverse, etc., and the diverse society, pluralistic society, and the politicians realize that. You cannot rule this country by having a narrow, if you will, fringe agenda. And so this belief that once they get the votes, they will become a fringe agenda party is, I think, just not very credible.
So you believe
on the other hand,
Modi has played
what
this
is
politics?
much more credible than this
Yes.
is exactly when, if you will, in international context, etc., that the party least expected to take you forward on the quote-unquote secular divide is the BJP, is a Modi-led BJP, and therefore I am making a counter prediction that they will be the most successful in transforming India towards the kind of society which is, if you will, encompassing of all aspects of it.
I think Rajesh,
I just want to understand. I just want to understand this, Bhupen. Is the BJP, because in the next challenge, if they form a government with these numbers, will be the kind of government you will get.
And the kind of parliament you're talking about.
And the kind of role the RSS will be expected to play. Once, if Narendra Modi gets 280, which is a majority government, will he allow the RSS to dictate terms, for example, in cabinet formation? Will he allow, in Gujarat, he has crushed elements of the Sangh Parivar. Do you expect Narendra Modi to be someone who will still be looking over his shoulder as to what the RSS expects of him if he gets 280 seats?
I think just like you debate and discuss the transformation or the evolution of the BJP, you'll also have to look at the transformation and the evolution of the RSS. I think there is no mistaking the fact, there is no getting away from the fact that this is perhaps for the first time you will see that there will be a greater coordination which will exist and play on the ground between the RSS chief on one side and Mr. Modi on the other. But I think while you debate about the checks and balances, look at the shape of the parliament as well. While BJP may get up to 280, 300 seats as is being debated and discussed by different polls, also remember that in this parliament, you will have a huge chunk of seats, midpoint 25 Mamata Banerjee, midpoint 25 Jayalalitha, 50, left 12, Congress, Samajwadi Party, Aam Aadmi Party. You will have a block of 80 to 90 seats. The existence of that block will be complete opposition to Narendra Modi.
And also they will not have a majority in the Rajya Sabha.
And they won't have a majority
But
in
I want
Rajya
to know, will Modi with 280 seats assert his authority over those elements? Does he want to change his image?
He would want to.
Does he want to change his image?
He would want
to prove, let's say, the likes of Ram Gua that he's a different person.
I agree with Surjit. I agree with Surjit.
Yes.
That Modi, especially in the international context, will be extremely vigilant.
Yes.
To show a moderate face. He may actually even do, I don't want to give predictions here, but because he's it's so clear to him that he has to prove that he is beyond sectarianism, he may make an extraordinary symbolic gesture the day afterwards. You know, he has not said sorry so far, he may do something.
Simple thing.
He may do something. But the point is, I'm not saying something quite different. I'm saying it's not only about the BJP, it's also about the Congress. I'm saying that where I disagree with Surjit, and it's a intellectual, analytical, historical difference. And that is Surjit, I think, believes that once you modernize and economically grow, sectarian divides disappear and people are interested only in jobs and employment. And that is, I think we remain a work in progress. Pluralism is fragile. Interfaith cooperation and respect and harmony is continually tested. And even if Modi would like to present a benign face, there are many other factors in our society beyond Modi, many other factors, many other individuals, the Sangh Parivar beyond Modi, who would like to polarize, like Mr. Giriraj Singh has done.
Or like happened in Faizabad. When Modi went to campaign in Faizabad, there was a poster of Lord Ram. When Amit Shah went to campaign in Azamgarh, what did he call Azamgarh? He said it is Atankgarh.
But let's be clear. I just want to know this before I take a break. Is our survey, with these numbers clearly showing, that the vote for Modi or the vote for BJP is largely a vote among those who are calling for growth, jobs, who are angry with double-digit inflation, who are angry with the slowing of the economic rate, who are angry with the Congress because of is it a vote of anger against the Congress, or is it a vote in the sense that Modi represents hope and aspiration of achhe din aayenge ab?
If you see what people say is the most important issues in this election, price rise, corruption, lack of development, all that is there. And possibly they see the BJP and its leadership as the one which would answer this. But Rajdeep, there is a more important point which I would like to stress, which is getting a majority is one thing. Securing 270 plus seats in the Lok Sabha is one issue. But I go back to the discussion we had yesterday. Once you are a ruling party, once you are a prime minister, how do you reach out to sections, religious groups in this country which have not voted for you very clearly in the election? We saw this yesterday. The Muslims, the Christians, the nature of support that the BJP enjoys among those groups. So if we are talking of a government which is having or which is taking the entire country with them, representing abroad a national image, now it would be needed to have that approach of taking everybody, of reaching out, which can be a big question.
Maybe we are going a little ahead of ourselves, already predicting what.
But to do what you're saying.
Okay.
There's everything for Modi to gain by doing what you're saying and by doing what Ram is saying.
We will test Modi, and as I think Ram has put it well, that in the months ahead we will judge Modi and test him whether he is able to fulfill expectations that he has arisen, very high expectations that he has created, plus whether he is able to ensure the pluralism and the diversity of this of this country is protected. Quick last word before we take a break.
During the Vajpayee era, about 5 to 7% Muslims were voting for NDA, which has now gone to 10 for NDA. That we should not forget.
Okay, 5 to 7 of all the campaign. Okay, 5 to 7% of a Muslim voters. It's still only 10% of the total.
Only 10, but
it is twice of what you're saying. It's twice of what it's got. Okay, let's take a break, because when we return, we're going to come to a topic. Sonia Gandhi is holding a farewell dinner for Manmohan Singh today. How is history going to judge Manmohan and Sonia? Rahul Gandhi has skipped that dinner, interestingly. We're coming to that when we return.